I'm going to see what I can do with one camera and one lens out here in La Jolla. It doesn't do anything great except be convenient. I just have a slow lens today. I'm not, crying about it. That's just what I've got, so I'm trying to do the best I can with what I've got. And I'm just thrilled to be out here making photos, sunrise, cool, foggy morning, had my coffee, watching the sea lions and the pelicans and the birds. It's awesome just to be out here. So I'm psyched that I'm out here with a nice piece of equipment making some, hopefully, interesting images. Hey, good morning. What's happening? I'm Steve. I'm at the ocean. It's spring break for me and my kids, and I have a day of photography that I get to do down here on the coast in La Jolla, California. And I'm here to photograph birds. You'll see a few of them cruising around. There were like 70 pelicans down here just a minute ago, until a guy decided it would be fun to run down there waving his arms and scare them all off. So anyway, that was a fun-ish way to start the morning. But they'll be back, and there's lots of other stuff flying around. There's cormorants and gulls. A few terns, I'm gonna look. But anyway, I'm rambling. What I'm doing today is I'm out here just with this, just one camera, and it's not that big. So I'm going to see what I can do with one camera and one lens out here in La Jolla. And this is the Nikon Z8, and then this lens is the Nikon 28 to 400 millimeter. So it's like a super convenient lens, and it doesn't do anything great except be convenient. But I'm going to see if that even really matters out here. Like, I left my $14,000 400 2.8. I left my 800 millimeter. I'm just going 28 to 400 on a slow lens. This is f8 at 400 millimeters. But I've been using this thing for what its purpose is, and that's to be convenient. So like, I'm traveling with my family. I don't have room to pack all the big stuff. So I packed this, and I'll see what I can do with it. So I'm going to be working some motion blur stuff. I'll try and do some sharp photos as well. And we'll see what kind of wildlife and stuff we see out here. But I'm just going to take pictures of anything that kind of seems interesting, just to see what I can do with one camera, one lens out here today. It's foggy, it's overcast, it's kind of gloomy and dark. So not ideal conditions for a slow f8 lens. But that's what I've got, so I'm going to try and make the most of it. So I'll check back in with you occasionally and let you know what's going on. But I'm doing motion blur right now because it's still really dark. Like, I'm doing, I was like at ISO 1600 and still getting about 1/10 of a second. So it's actually perfect for doing motion blur right now. And then as the light level comes up, I'll start working on some sharp images as well. But anyway, the birds they're just cruising around. The pelicans are starting to think about coming back after that dude scared them away. But they're flying around. But here's the scene. And should be fun. So I'll talk to you in a little bit. See ya. Uh-oh, I got people coming too. I get vlogger fright. I panic when other people are around when I'm trying to vlog. Okay, I gotta go. The pelican picked a cool spot to land. Nice little perch. I'm gonna snap a few photos of him here. So while I'm out here with a kind of a compromise lens, what are some of the compromises here? Slow. So f8 is definitely a compromise out here, especially when we're working in low light. So motion blur is certainly on the menu. I love doing that. And so I've been working some motion blur at like anything from, say, 1/4 of a second up to 1/60th of a second. Depending on how fast the bird is moving, I can get motion blur. So I'm thinking motion blur with this and static subjects. Birds that are just, sitting still, like that pelican that was up on the perch. That can work really well if the animals are standing still. I'm hand holding everything as well. So I still need a certain amount of shutter speed to get a sharp image, but it's got image stabilization, so I can get, I don't know, maybe down to 1/4 of a second, 1/3 of a second or so, I can get sharp images. They're not all going to be tack sharp, but if I shoot a burst, at least one of those is going to be nice and tack sharp. So I'm thinking static subjects and motion blur right now, and then as the light level comes up, I will adjust settings. But one of the other compromises is sharpness, right? So this lens is not as sharp as my 400 2.8, but frankly, I don't care. I'm going to shoot this thing with total disregard for is it sharp enough, because it is. I've used it enough to know that I can shoot this thing at any focal length, any aperture, until you get into diffraction, of course, but I'm not worried at all about image quality here on this. If I wanted to make like a huge print of something, I might have to do some sharpening in post or something, but lenses are so good. Oh, I just missed a good takeoff. Look at them all. Let's see. Yeah, there's some good motion blur in there. I'm busy vlogging and I'm missing photos, but that would have been nice. All of them taken off right there. To do some motion blur. But that's what happens when you vlog. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. I'll get back to you later. I'm going to do some more photography. All right, I'm going to move down the shoreline a little bit where I've been watching cormorants coming and going to their nests. So there could be some really good opportunities there for some flight shots coming into land, coming straight at me. But it looks like they're fairly consistently coming and going from the ocean back to their nest. So I might just park it here for a while. I'll probably need faster shutter speed. Like when I'm doing motion blur, I'm typically down at like a 10th, a 15th of a second. But this, with them coming straight at me and they're fast, I'm probably going to crank it up to maybe a 60th, a 100th. I'm going to test it. I'm going to shoot some at a few different shutter speeds, and I'll see what I settle on. But I'm going to start at a 60th and see how it looks, because they're moving pretty darn quick. All right, so here I am with a bunch of cormorants nesting literally right below me. There's some nests within 5 feet of me here. It's pretty wild. But I'm just going to set up here as they're coming and going, and hopefully get some good photo ops. So I've been working this little group of cormorants for a while now, but there's a super cool wide angle shot here, kind of like that, where I'm using the curvature there of the cliff and then the water below, and then sometimes I'll get them either taken off to go out to sea or coming back into sea, and then wide angle, they still take up enough of the frame that it looks really cool, so they're not tiny in the frame. So I'm just waiting for these little opportunities where they're coming in and leaving, and it's really cool. So that wide angle stuff worked pretty well because this lens at 28 millimeters is f4. So I'm going to get 2 stops better shutter speed at f4 than at the long end at f8. So I was over that away. So I'll show you. I was over there working that group of cormorants over there. And I was able to get like a 500th of a second. Because I was at f4 there, ISO 1600. So there's another strategy you can use. Shoot it wide where I've got 2 stops better shutter speed. So it worked really good over there. So I'm looking for more wide angle opportunities now. I'm not seeing it very many yet, but I'm going to keep looking for those. The light levels come up a little bit, but it's still dark and moody out here. But lovely, great, beautiful soft light. I just have a slow lens today, so I'm not, crying about it. That's just what I've got, so I'm trying to do the best I can with what I've got. Yeah, the 400-2.8 would probably be a little more appropriate out here, but it's not appropriate to take that thing on family travel. So it's, it's give and it's take, and I'm just thrilled to be out here making photos, sunrise, cool, foggy morning, had my coffee, you know, watching the sea lions and the pelicans and the birds. It's awesome just to be out here. So I'm psyched that I'm out here with a nice piece of equipment making some hopefully interesting images. All right, so I found another composition that I like here with some sea lions on a rock outcropping. But when the waves come in, I've got like dark rocks, then white water, then dark rocks with the sea lions on them. And it looks really nice. I'm doing some slow shutter speed work to get the splashing waves when they come in. And I'll try a couple with some faster shutter speeds, but I don't think I'm going to like them as much. So I'm going to shoot it both ways whenever I can and see which ones I like better. But I like the composition with the dark rock and the splashing water. And then, of course, the sea lions. All right, another potentially odd photo op, but as I'm cruising around here, I look out at these palm trees and I see a potential for like a bird circling. Ooh, actually there's one right there. I should be shooting this. But I was kind of picturing kind of a minimalist shot with just the tops of the palm trees and then some birds flying by. And I can see that potential there. I missed that one, and then maybe over here as well. So I'm just going to kind of hang right in this area and just see if I get lucky with some good bird placement amongst these trees. These pelicans up there, that looks beautiful. But just looking for an interesting composition here. See what I can find. Got to shoot this really bright because it's like a dull, gloomy sky. So I'm probably going to be at +2 on exposure comp to make that sky very close to being white. And here comes another pelican up here. So I'm going to stop vlogging and start photographing. It's actually really good. I'm one-handing it, but there's a lot of cool stuff going on up there. All right, I got to put this down because I'm missing photos. Well, I just got a super cool, like, what I was hoping for. And that sometimes happens, but it often doesn't. But I got a really cool one with all these trees that are right behind me and some pelicans that flew over. I think it'll be pretty cool. It looks great in the viewfinder, but time will tell whether it's a good photo or not. Those trees, you know what I'm talking about. So I think I'm going to keep moving because I kind of got the best that I could visualize out of that already. It was really good. Ah, who am I kidding? I'm going to stay for a little while. There's another pelican coming in. I got to go. All right, I got lucky there. With the pelican flyby right in front of this wall of trees, and I didn't even get run over by the lawnmower. Although it was close. But anyway, that was, I set up and waited right here for that scene for some pelicans to come through it. And eventually they did. I got another group coming in right here. There's a... That wasn't bad, but these guys might come right through again. Yep, here they come. Waiting, waiting. No, 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 they turned. Oh, that was kind of bad luck. Well, yeah, it's kind of bad luck, but I had good luck a minute ago with a different group of pelicans flying across there. Really cool. Anyway, I think I've about exhausted this one. I'm gonna go keep walking around a little bit, and you probably can't hear a word I said because the lawnmower. Actually, he's aerating. He's not mowing. He's aerating. All right, keep on cruising. But I like that. That was a nice one. All right, I came back to the cormorants. Oh, here comes one in for landing. That would have been a nice photo. Okay, well, I'm gonna put the vlog down, but I'm gonna try and redo some of the opportunities I had earlier, but I've got more light now. So it might work better, but I think I'm gonna try that wide angle shot again with this kind of curvy situation down here in the foreground, and then when they come in and land like that guy just did, try and get a nice photo there. And also works maybe some motion blur with the incoming birds as well. So I've finally got enough light that I can shoot some birds at like 1,000th of a second here, f8 ISO 1600. So I'm still working on these cormorants as they're coming in, and I want to come straight at me here. And a lot of them seem to be coming over this way at the moment, but I was talking about some of the compromises of using a lens like this out here, and one of them is the autofocus is not what I'm used to with some of my big lenses, the 400 2.8 and the 800 6.3, even the 100 to 400. They have much better autofocus than this. And so tracking a bird coming in straight at you, oh, hello, a cute little baby. Mom's sitting on an egg still too, and got some babies. That's pretty cute. But I keep getting distracted, I'm sorry. But anyway, the autofocus, you just can't expect the autofocus on something like this to be as up to, par with some of the big exotic telephoto lenses. So I'm not expecting all of these when they're coming straight in at me to be perfectly focused. It's just this thing doesn't have the autofocus speed that some of the big telephotos do. So some of them will be tack sharp and it will be able to track these in certain situations, but I'm managing my expectations out here with the autofocus. So sharpness levels are certainly good enough for anything except printing something huge, and even then they're probably okay. I haven't printed anything off of this lens that's bigger than say 30 by 20, and they look great at 30 by 20. But for social media, for Instagram, for Facebook, for YouTube, this thing is plenty sharp for all of that. So don't worry about it because it's a relatively inexpensive lens with a lot of zoom range. They're so good now, they're going to be good enough for most people most of the time. Thought I had one coming in on me. So use what you got out here, and there just might be some limitations on what you can do with the image. But for most of us, most of the time, it's not a problem at all. Come out here, use this lens, and have a great time. This one's coming straight at me. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I think that was a good one. I'm going to chimp real quick. I don't see anything coming in, but I just want to check. And it looked like this one tracked it all the way in. And it looks great. Background's super cluttery. But the camera did its job. All right, enough about that. All right, it got busy with people. Ooh, there's some coming in. Pelicans. It got busy with people, and so now I've got vlogger fright. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to walk over here onto the, I don't know, what do you call that? The cliff? Whatever. I'm going to walk out there, see if there's anything interesting going on, and then I'm going to wrap it up. And then I'm going to go pick up Steph, and we're going to go eat pancakes at Snooze. And it's going to be great. But I'll check back in with you for a sign-off shortly, unless I find something cool to photograph over there. All right, I think I'm going to call it a morning here. I'm going to be done with the vlog. Today it was the Nikon Z8 with the 28 to 400 millimeter lens. A total convenience lens, and with some compromises. But I had a super fun time this morning, and I think I made some nice images. So you can't ask for much more than that. And the lens is useful for a lot of things, and it's not ideal for a lot of things. But what it is ideal for is situations like this, where you're traveling, I'm traveling with my family. I don't have room and time to get out and do much photography. I don't want to carry my big gear. I can pack this one body and one lens and come out and still do wildlife photography. I can do a lot of different types of photography with this lens, knowing that there are some limitations, and I've either got to embrace those limitations or work around them. And in this case, when there wasn't much light, I shot a lot of motion blur. I shot some wide stuff. I shot some telephoto stuff. As the light came up, I'm able to shoot some more. There go the cormorants. As the light comes up, I'm able to shoot higher shutter speeds and do more traditional, just sharp, stop the action kind of stuff for the wildlife. So super handy out here, and just a lot of fun to be out, enjoy these mornings. And now it's been a couple of hours, so I was up, sunrise was at like 6:30 a.m. or something. And now I'm gonna go pick up Steph, and we're gonna go have a normal vacation. We're gonna go have breakfast and then get on with our day and do vacation stuff. So it's perfect for that, but that's about all it's perfect for. But it's wonderful, for $1,000 on sale, it's fantastic. And I suggest you grab one. If you do want to, please use my link in the description to B&H Photo. I appreciate their support. If you click on the link in the description, it'll take you to BH, and then it will, anything you buy, I'll get, they send me a couple of bucks. So it works out great. You can help support the channel that way. So anyway, I appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this vlog with one camera, one lens out here in La Jolla. Oh, and there goes a beautiful pelican. Look at him go. Oh, I missed a good landing photo here, I think. Maybe? Nope, he kept on flying. Anyway, I just can't help myself. Every time a bird flies by, I'm looking for a good photo. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.